ask you about a couple specific stories that NewsNation has stayed on top of. Sir, South Dakota unveiled a new program just yesterday that'll bring in highway patrol troopers and corrections officers to help with ICE enforcement. And those officers will have the authority to interrogate alleged undocumented immigrants and even conduct arrests without a warrant if the officer has reason to believe that arrestee is in the country illegally and is likely to escape before a warrant can be obtained. What more can you tell us about that specific program and how that's going to work?
Well, first of all, I see that a lot on TV where people are saying, where's your warrant, where's your warrant? ICE doesn't need a warrant. If they have probable cause to make an arrest and they think he will flee before they can go to a court and get a warrant, they have all the reason in the world, justified legal reason to arrest that person, so they don't need warrants. Second thing off, what you're talking about is a 287G program. These are where local law enforcement, state law enforcement assist ICE, and it's the right thing to do because, again, since we're concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats, local law enforcement should be involved. They don't want public safety threats running around their neighborhoods either. They don't want to arrest the same criminal alien over and over and over again because they get released by sanctuary city court. So law enforcement is equally concerned of protecting public safety. So help us arrest. We're not asking them to be immigration officers. We're asking them to be cops who identify illegal aliens that are public safety threats and work with us to put them in front of a judge and remove them from the country.
And also NewsNation's Ali Bradley reporting that Army engineers are reinforcing the U.S.-Mexico with razor wire in an effort to gain total operational control over the border. Where does that effort stand? And how much of the border does the military not have control over? And what other measures are being taken to gain that 100% control?
Allie's a great reporter. Hats off to her. I've been following her. She reports very, very well on the border and interior enforcement. But look, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation right now. Illegal immigration down 96%. I looked at the numbers yesterday. Under Joe Biden, the average number of getaways, those who successfully crossed the border and weren't apprehended, were over 1,800 a day. That number yesterday was 11. And the number of people being released from the border are 0. We haven't released anybody from the border in months. So we have the most secure border in a lifetime, but we still got to do some infrastructure. We got to finish the wall, finish border barriers, because every place we built border barriers, not only did illegal immigration decrease, illegal drug flow decrease, and death decreases. Women and children can't make it over a wall, which means they're going to a place where there's not a wall. And what's waiting on them? The men and women of the Border Patrol who's going to take care of the humanitarian needs first, because a lot of them are in bad shape when they get here. Walls make sense. Walls work. Walls save lives.
I wanted to point out this week's poll from the Wall Street Journal that found just over half of voters approve of Trump's handling of immigration, that 62% of people support deporting people who are here illegally, but the tactics and the way in which the Trump administration has handled this is becoming increasingly unpopular, specifically migrants not facing a judge or a hearing or them being sent to countries where they have no connection. What do you tell those Americans who support this? Many of them likely voted for President Trump, but they don't like the tactics that you're taking. What do you tell those Americans this morning?
Go to ice.gov and look at the data. Look at the numbers, because you're reading false narrative. 90% of the media is pushing a false narrative. We're kidnapping people. We're disappearing people. We're deporting U.S. citizens. We're not deporting any U.S. citizens. That's illegal. Bottom line is we're doing exactly what the American people did. Voted for 70%, 7 out of 10 people are a public safety threat. And the other 30% are national security threats and people who had due process order removed by a judge. Again, we got to send a message to the whole world. You can't enter a country illegally and expect to get away. We got to secure that nation. A secure border means you got national security. Without a secure border, you don't have strong national security.
And
without interior enforcement and consequence, you don't secure the border.
When Trump sees his, final days in office and his time in the administration is seeing its sunset, what do you want those numbers to look like in the end? What do you want that tally mark to read, sir?
That every criminal, illegal alien public safety threat, every criminal alien national security threat is removed from this country. We already have the most secure border in the history of this nation. We got to finish building that infrastructure and get the gotaways down to 0.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.